Hi and welcome to Projects and Things. My name's Yves. In this episode we're going to make a sign with my logo, and I'm going to give you a few tips on sign making and color theory and logos and stuff. Here we go. So about 2 years ago, me and my friends at Eggpunt made a dinosaur puzzle for my kids' school. I'll put a link up here to the video if you'd like to watch that one. But when we made that plate, what was left over was some space, and so they decided to cut out my logo on the leftover space, which was very nice. Thank you, Niels and Jan. I'll put a link in the description for them if you're ever in Belgium and you want to make prototypey stuff. What I would like to do today is turn this into a sign, and in order to do that we have to cut some materials. I cut a piece of black MDF down to size that was given to me from a friend's house, and the border of this thing is going to be made from a small piece of pine. I used my bandsaw to cut the pine piece in half, and that should be enough to make an entire frame around our sign. The pieces are cut, it's time to lay them out and frame this whole thing up. In logo making there's this thing called clear space, and what clear space is a clear space around your logo that should always be free to help its visibility, to help frame the logo in space when putting it anywhere, putting it in a frame, putting it in with other logos, putting it in a t-shirt. You should always have a clear space around it that effectively frames your logo so it's readable and it looks the way you'd like it to look. I'm going to do that today on my sign using just a spacer block. There's general rules and practices on this, but I just chose this. I'm going to do two things with it. I'm going to put it in between my letters so that the letters are spaced the same width apart, and the clear space has to be available above and around and in front and behind the logo. These are just wooden sticks to mix wood with. These are just wooden sticks to mix paint with, obviously. The second thing is the frame thickness. I chose this because I like it to be a fairly thick frame around my logo, but I don't want the letters to be all the way in the back of the frame. I'd like them to be in the middle or almost up to the top. And in order to do that, we're going to use a second array of spacer blocks. In this case, these are about the same thickness as the wood that the letters are cut from. So I put the spacer blocks down, put my piece of MDF on top, then my letters, then my frame. This basically makes the level between the edge of the frame and where the letters come in that almost the same. So the letters sit just beneath the frame on the front, and on the back you will have a lot of space, but no one sees this. This is against the wall. Otherwise it would look a bit like this. I think it's probably kind of hard to see from over there, so let's come up top. I'll show you what I mean. So in this case, we have the letter E, and I would like there to be just as much space above as below the letter when it's in the frame. That way you have the clear space around it. Also, if there's an edge, let's say this is the edge, I would do the same there. Have this much clear space at the edge, so the clear space continues around, and then the logo moves on from there.
Hello, friends! Ready to learn more colors?
Oh hi, I didn't see you there. Let's talk a bit about color theory. The reason I chose black as my background is that black is the absence of color. Therefore, whatever color you put on there will be accentuated. If you're working with color anywhere, it's a good thing to have one of these. It's a color wheel, but it's also a mixing chart. So on your mixing chart, you have the three primary colors, being red, yellow, and blue. They're the primary colors because you can't make them by mixing anything else together. So if you want to start with color and mixing them, these are essentially the three ones you would need. Everything else can be made from that. From those, you can make the secondary colors. Mixing yellow and red gives you orange, yellow and blue will give you green, and mixing blue and red will give you purple. Then, to fill out the circle, you can mix a secondary and a primary color together to get the tertiary colors, which I think is a very hard word in English. If you mix yellow and orange, you get a yellowish orange, orange and red, reddish orange. Then all the way down, mixing red and violet to get a red kind of violet, mixing violet and blue to get a bluish violet, mixing yellow and green to get a yellowish green, and then finally green and blue together make a bluish green, which is what I'm after in this video, which we also call turquoise. This thing is a good cheat sheet to use when you quickly have to mix a color that you might not have on hand. Given the ratios might change a bit, you might have to add a little more of one color than the other, but you at least have the two right substances to start with. The more you know. In order to make turquoise, you mix blue and green in a ratio of 2 to 1. I'm just going to mix it in a plastic cup. Using a foam roller, I'm going to roll it on the top so you don't see any of the brush strokes. So I'd like to paint the front of the letter turquoise and leave these side lines, which I like in plywood, to leave them visible.
Later.
Same thing between letters. I'd like there to be the same clear space. Different letter, let's do this. Same thing here. And voila. The glue is dry and my sign is ready to be hung. So I'm gonna hang it up here in my workshop, but I think the idea is that this can go with me if I'm ever doing like a workshop somewhere or setting up a booth for something. I can hang this sign up somewhere to just be like, look, I'm over here. I hope any of these tips, or at least one of them, was helpful for you if you ever want to do something with signs or simple color stuff. So thank you very much for watching. If you like these things I do, please consider subscribing. Should be a button to do so below. And also here and here are videos all about making stuff. So thank you, till next time, bye.